Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Salima, and today I am showing you how to make this super delicious no-churn coquito ice cream. For those who aren't familiar, coquito is a Puerto Rican cocktail made with coconut milk and lots of warming spices, basically the perfect flavors for ice cream. We're using caramel, coconut cream, sweetened condensed milk, heavy cream, whole spices, rum, and shredded coconut. We'll start by toasting our shredded coconut. This just takes a few minutes in a pan over medium heat. Keep a close eye on this because the coconut can go from white to brown very quickly, and we just want it to get this kind of golden ambery light brown color. We're going to use this to add some texture into our ice cream base, as well as another layer of flavor from that toasted coconut. So once it's toasted, set that aside and then wipe your pan clean before adding in our whole spices. We're using fresh ginger, cinnamon sticks, allspice, and cloves. And once those warm for a couple minutes, we're adding in our rum. You could also use water here if you want it to be non-alcoholic, but the rum just adds that extra layer of coquito that we know and love. And here we're just making a simple spiced tea, which is also what I use to add lots of those warming spiced flavors into our coquito. Just some kind of liquid that's super concentrated with all of the flavors of those spices. So once that liquid turns like a light amber brown color, we are all ready to take this off of the heat. Once it looks a little something like this, we're just going to strain it through a mesh strainer just to remove all of those solids and leave us with that concentrated spiced tea. I like to set that aside to cool while I build the base of our ice cream. So in a large bowl, we're adding our chilled heavy cream, and we are just going to beat this with a stand mixer or a hand mixer. Of course, you could do this with just a whisk in your hands, but it will take much longer and lots of muscle strength, so just be prepared if that's all you have. We're going to continue to beat this until stiff peaks form. This is really the base to any good no-churn ice cream, so take your time here and be sure to keep whipping until those stiff peaks form. They should look like this. And then we're adding in our coconut cream. I like to whip the can of coconut cream before adding it in, just to make sure those solids and liquids are all evenly beaten together. And then we're adding in our sweetened condensed milk, an entire 14-ounce can. This is going to help to sweeten things up and just kind of add another layer of thickness to the ice cream. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our chilled spiced tea. And this is going to go into the base as well. This is going to, again, add that nice warming spiced flavor. And we're just adding a little bit of cinnamon and salt to enhance those flavors a little bit more. Then all of this is going to get beaten again until evenly incorporated. Because that coconut cream has a thinner consistency, we're not going to get stiff peaks again, so you're not looking for that. We're really just mixing here until evenly combined. Whereas some other no-churn ice creams, you may have a super thick base. This one is a little bit more thin and liquidy. And that's all we're looking for before we add in our toasted coconut. And we're just going to fold this into that mixture with a spatula. Again, just until it's evenly combined. And from there, we are all done with the base of this ice cream, and we are ready to pour it into our container because we're going to be layering more of that toasted coconut and our caramel, our dulce de leche. I do like to pour this into another container. It could be a loaf pan or a Pyrex, really whatever you have on hand. I like to start with half of that liquid base before adding a good drizzle of the dulce de leche and another sprinkle of the toasted coconut. This just gives the ice cream nice layers of mix-ins, which I think is one of the best parts of ice cream, honestly. Then we're adding the rest of our ice cream base, more swirls of dulce de leche, and a good generous sprinkle of that toasted coconut. We're covering this with plastic wrap and making sure to press it down onto that top layer so that no little crystals can form in the freezer. And then we're chilling this until it's solid. I say it takes a minimum of 12 hours, so just throw it in the freezer overnight and you should be good to go. And then you are ready to scoop this. I like to let it sit at room temperature for at least 10 minutes before scooping, just to make sure it's nice and soft. And then you're ready to enjoy. No-churn ice cream really is just a gift from the gods. It's so incredible being able to just whip this up in a few minutes and then enjoy homemade ice cream the next day. And I knew this was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. Coquito really does have limitless potential. Buen provecho.